Hey everyone, Merry Christmas. This is 26 books in 2026. We have a lot of books to cover, so I'll be kind of talking a little fast. If you need to slow down this video, feel free to. This is Pride and Prejudice, of course, by Jane Austen. It's partnership with Martha Stewart, so there are recipes in this book. And then the cookies, like that one right there that you just saw, are decorated by Sweet Ams. I believe is her Instagram handle. She's very talented. Look at that. That's just beautiful. But it follows the Bennett sisters as they are trying to get married off by their parents and has a whole ensemble of characters. It's a classic for a reason. It's very beloved, has laugh out loud moments. It has some very sweet, tearjerker moments. And honestly, I think it's one of my favorite books of all time. I read it probably every year. Then we have Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. This follows Catherine, and she is introduced into polite society, and she meets a group of friends, and they invite her to their home, and she hopes that it's like the Gothic novels that she has read. It's kind of a poke at popular Gothic literature of its time. Then we have the classic Emma, also by Jane Austen. This one follows Emma Woodhouse, and she is a very popular, clever, and rich young woman. And basically, she's trying to make matches with her friends and people she knows. And she has one good match, and the rest seem to go awry. And yeah, it's a good time. The movies are very, very good. The book is so good. It's one of my favorites of all time. I just love this book so much. Then we have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is a classic, another classic. And this is about Jane. She goes to become a governess at Thornfield Hall to 8-year-old Adele. And then she meets Mr. Edward Rochester. And yeah, it's a little spooky, a little gothic, but it's very, very good. I am excited for this one. I already know the plot twist, but I'm excited for it. Next one is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This follows a 17-year-old Jude who is living in the Fae court because her parents were murdered 10 years ago and her sisters were taken with her. And basically, she's just trying to win a place at the court, and she has to defy the wicked Prince Cardan, and yeah, trying to basically learn the true meaning of power. And I have attempted to read this book before and it wasn't my favorite, but hopefully this time around I really, really like it. I might be reading it in January. This is The Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. It's the first book in a series and it follows Sophie. She's 12 and she's a telepath. And basically, she finds out that she's not a human and she has to go with a young man she meets named Fitz. And basically, her homecoming is not well received because she basically has secrets in her brain and people are trying to find out what they are. The next book is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This book is absolutely huge. I'm so scared. But it follows two sisters in German occupied war torn France. And I think they might be either nurses or close to that. And it's basically just a story about women on the front lines of war and what war did to women. It is a World War II story, so I do enjoy those. I am very excited for this one. The next one is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I am so excited for this book. I did start it a little bit, but I need to restart it. It follows Signa, who is 19, and she basically has an infatuation with death himself. And yeah, it's supposed to be gothic and romantic and full of betrayal. And I'm so excited for this one. I feel like I might cry. It's the first book, I believe, in a trilogy. And yeah, the back cover is just crazy. There's so much going on. I can't read the whole thing for you all, but there's an annotation from when I started it. But yeah, it just seems like it's going to be really, really good. I think I'm probably going to give it 5 stars. I just like books like this that are kind of eerie, you know? Speaking of eerie books, we have Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I did start this one. I probably should restart it. Honestly, this book isn't going as well for me as One Dark Window did, but I still need to read it. It's still following Elspeth and Raven and the other characters, and basically they're trying to take down the Nightmare and stop the king, and all that stuff. Then we have The Help by Catherine Stockett. I have read this book multiple times, but it's such a good book and very thought provoking. It follows the white ladies in the 1950s or 60s, and then the black ladies who are maids for them, and the mistreatment and racial prejudice and racism that the black lady maids face. And it isn't necessarily a happy ending, but it's very thought provoking. The next one is Blood Leaf by Crystal Smith. This is the first book in a series, and it follows Aurilla, who is a princess, but they call her a witch. She basically has magic that's forbidden, and there is a bunch of like witch hunters. Something goes wrong, and she's attempted to be assassinated, and her magic is revealed, so she has to go onto the run. And there is a prince and a ghost of an ancient queen and a poison bind called Bloodleaf. And basically, it just sounds super, super good. I think it might be YA, but I'm still willing to give it a shot, even though that's not really my thing anymore. Then we have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This is a very beloved thriller slash coming of age. It follows the Marsh Girl, I forget her name, to be honest, and she basically is accused of killing a young man who is like the golden boy of their town. And I think it kind of is basically a whodunit. Yeah, I am maybe gonna tab it. Who knows? But I've been putting this one up for a while, so I really, really need to read it. Hopefully, it's good and not disappointing. The next one is The Death of Jane Lawrence by Caitlin Starling, and this one I'm not sure if it's a horror or a thriller. Hopefully, it's not too scary. But this one follows Jane. She basically wants to be independent, but she needs to marry, so she marries the reclusive Dr. Augustine Lawrence, and basically she just can't go to his house, which sounds funny, but whatever. And she actually goes there because she's stranded, and he's like this changed man. So I think it's kind of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Who knows? But sounds kind of spooky. Hopefully, it's not too scary. The next book is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I've heard that this is kind of inspired by Red Queen, and basically follows Padlin, and she is the ordinary girl. She's just regular human, doesn't have any powers, and she is faking to be a psychic, and then basically saves one of the princes, and she's thrown into these purging trials. And then when all of these people, if they don't kill her, basically the prince will kill her, even though they're kind of fighting feelings for each other because she's completely ordinary. Sorry, Payton, not Padlin. What am I saying? I don't know. But this book is super popular, and I'm hoping it lives up to the hype. The next one is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This one follows a street urchin who basically is doing an uprising against the Lord Ruler because he came after this hero tried to save Earth, and then it destroyed it. And but the Lord Ruler is wicked and like a dictator and stuff. And it's the first book in the Mistborn trilogy. I'm very excited for it. I'm also a little terrified, to be honest. Then we have The Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. This follows Ethan, who, when he was just 10 years old, his best friend Billy went missing, and they were camping in his backyard, and like the tent was slashed open, and he was just never seen from again. And Ethan comes back 3 years later to kind of uncover the mystery of what happened to Billy. And yeah, it's a thriller. It's Riley Sager, so hopefully it's good. He's kind of a hit or miss author for me, so I'm kind of nervous low key. This next one is For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. This is a gothic romantasy, and basically it's the first book in the Wilderwood duology. This is about Red, who is the second born daughter, and basically she's sacrificed to the wolf in the Wilderwood for hoping that the gods will be happy with them. And then she realizes that the wolf is actually a man, and magic is a calling, not a curse. And yeah, I'm hoping this one's very, very good. I did try to read this once before, and it was okay. So we'll see. Who knows? Oh, the next one is Heartless by Marissa Meyer, and this book basically, Catherine is the most desired girl in Wonderland, and the unmarried king wants to marry her. She does not like him, though. She basically is like, who is this man? I don't want him. She meets the mysterious and handsome Just, and she's like, wow, I'm actually really attracted to him. I should have a relationship with him instead. And I think this book is actually really sad and heartbreaking, so we'll see. I did love the Lunar Chronicles, so hopefully I love this one too. This one is Spark of Everflame by Pen Cole. This one follows a mortal girl named DM Bellator, and basically she wants to escape her village because they're colonized by gods. And her mother suddenly disappears, and basically the king's heir comes and is like, hey, I'm watching you, and there's a rebel alliance and a civil war and all this stuff. And I like a book with politics and betrayal and love, so hopefully this one's good. The sprayed edges are gorgeous on this one. I am very excited to read this one. I don't think it's YA. I think it's a like new adult romantasy. This next one is the first book in the Boys of Tolman series. It follows Johnny and Shannon. It's Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. And basically, it's about Johnny. He's kind of the golden boy. He has everything going right for him. And then Shannon, she's bullied and she has a very traumatic past. And I think it just kind of tells about their lives and their friendship and their relationship. And I don't know. I've heard very mixed reviews about this book. It's set in Ireland, which should be interesting. So hopefully I'll like it. This edition is absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited to read this one. Hopefully it's 5 stars. Then we have Fourth Wing, another book that I'm hoping is 5 stars. This one's by Rebecca Yaros. And I've heard very mixed reviews about this one. This one follows Violet, and she just kind of wants to read her books in history and be a scribe, but her mother, the general, is basically like, no, you have to learn how to be a dragon rider. And yeah, that is going to be tough because dragons don't always like humans. And then there's this guy named Zayden, and he is powerful and ruthless, and he's a wing leader. And yeah, it's part of a series. I know that it's very beloved, but also very hated. So we'll see if I like it. A lot of this has a running theme with those kind of books. Then we have Redeeming Love. This is by Francine Rivers. This one actually follows the story of Gomer, who is a biblical character, and basically her husband is the prophet um, Hosea, who God tells to marry Gomer, even though she is a prostitute, and that would have been very forbidden. But this one is basically taking place in California's gold country in 1850. And yeah. Then we have A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. This book follows a young woman whose father is incarcerated for killing 6 girls, and basically years later she's a psychologist and has to uncover whether or not that's the truth or not, because another girl goes missing in a very similar way, and she feels like there are parallels to her father's case. This is a thriller, and I am very, very excited for it. The next book is Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is a romance, I think, and it's about Augustus and January. They're both writers, and basically they swap genres because they're both in reading/writing slumps, and they're on these like vacation and stuff, and it sounds really fun. I think I'll like it. Hopefully I love it. Then we have Quicksilver. This edition is absolutely stunning. It was given to me by my district manager at Starbucks. She's so, so sweet. It was like part of a Boo Basket thing. And this one follows Cyrus, and basically she is this pickpocket who's been stealing from the queen. And then she's just, trying to make it in this desert. And then basically she's accidentally reopens a gateway between realms and is transported into the land of ice and snow with the Fae. And yeah, then she binds herself to Kingfisher, who is this Fae warrior, and she has no clue what's going on. And I think that sounds like an amazing time. And I think book 2 just got released, so I'm excited for it. Then we have Sundown by Susan May Warren. This is the third and last book in the Sky King Ranch series. This one follows Cole and Toy. I can't say a whole lot about this one because it will kind of give away the rest of the series, but I'm very, very excited for this one. I think it's going to be very good. I gave the rest of the books at least 4.5 or higher, so I have very high expectations. Thanks for watching. Bye!